Hi, I'm Edwin Warner, and I'm Anudda Bajan. I had loved my parents. You know, we were disciplined and disciplined. I had loved my parents. My mother always tell me, and my sisters. She said, never look at what people have, other people have. She said, you don't know how to get them. That is one of the things that I came along with. She said, never, she tell me and my sisters and my brother, my siblings, never look at nothing that the body got, because you never know how they got them. You see, so a lot of these things that I had parents that I was telling a fella a story, and like, I ashamed to tell you, you know. I was telling him that because we were exchanging, you know, some of our upbringings in life, you know. And I told him, one day I was a little boy too. I took up 25 cents from home on the bureau. And I went down the hill, just down on the hill, as I said, about further up the street. Walked down the hill and went at the shop, right? And I bought 2 rock cakes and a juicy with that 25 cents, and they still had change, right? And the man at the shop, because at that time 25 cents was like $5 or $10, right? The value of it. You know, and the man at the shop sent a message to my mother, tell my mother that I come down to the shop, buy a rock cake, buy 2 rock cakes and a juicy, you know. So when I get home now, my mother said, well, you had money, you went down at the shop and you buy 2 rock cakes and a juicy. We will get 25 cents from. So I make up a quick lie. I tell she, Barney give me 25 cents. Barney? You mean Barney that is work about weeks? I say, yeah. She said, why Barney has to give my child 25 cents? Why Barney has to give my child 25 cents? I said, she pulled down she dress, put she hand over she hair. She said, come. And she marched me up to the end of this gap. And Weeks is living on the other side. She said, good day, Mr. Weeks. Barney there? That time, Lord, I there praying that Barney in there, because I can drop day now. Because you know he tell a lie. And Mr. Weeks said, yes, Barney there. Barney, come. This is called she May, nickname, you know. May here want you. Miss Carter's daughter want you. And Barney come round. She said, Barney Bess, why did you give my child 25 cents? Barney Bess said, I ain't give child no money. She said, all right. So she looked at me, she said, you're stealing and you're telling lies too. She said, and I thought this thing water said, she said, you're stealing and you're telling lies too. You want to be a thief and a liar? She said, you come. That time I can see the water selling she eyes, you know. She's water selling she eyes. She said, you come. And when she get home, she take out the tamarind rod. And he had a good whipping. And all she'd say, the water came out she eyes. She said, little things that lead to big things. Little things that lead to big things. You can't be a liar and a thief too. Big things that lead to little things that lead to big things. And that woman caught my for a song, and I will never forget because that they kept me out of problems, out of trouble, stealing or anything like that, being dishonest. You see, so you know, when you look back at the discipline I had from them people, you know, unlike a lot of children now that can carry home things. I give you next story too. One day I came home from school at Parkinson, and I had a friend named, no, I wasn't at Parkinson yet. I went to primary also, because at that time you had to go at primary to get into Parkinson, right? Because primary, there was old primary, which is on the other side, put up the hill, and new primary, which was on the bottom of the hill, alongside the dumb and deaf school, right? So you had to go to primary to get, primary to get into Parkinson. And they sent me down there for 2 school terms, right? And I had a friend named Bambi. And I took home a pencil from Bambi. And I was doing homework on the table. My father came in. He said, "Where you get a pencil from?" I said, "Daddy, this is I said, "Daddy, this is Bambi. My friend Bambi pencil." He said, "Bambi?" He said, "Pop, Bambi live?" I said, "Bambi live in the pine." He said, "Let me tell you something. If it didn't so late, I would send you back down in the pine to carry back that pencil." He said, "But don't bring it no more. Don't bring it tomorrow. Nothing. You all is to make do with what we give you as parents. Don't bring it tomorrow." Final. I said, "Yes, Daddy." And they more than I give it. So I give back Bambi pencil. And I never took nothing to carry home from anybody at school up to now. Yes. So I had good parents. Very strict parents. When I left Parkinson, I went to the Polytechnic. Right? So after I did a couple of years at the Polytechnic too. I did mechanics. Right? I did mechanics. But my father looked at me. He told me, he sent me to learn mechanic practically at a place in Treeside Road. But the place was so stink, man, that I couldn't take it on. I couldn't take it on there, right? And I only went for a little while. So he looked at me and tell me, "Okay, I send you to learn trade, and you don't go. You went and you start." I said, "Daddy, down there, too dirty, man." And you know, so he didn't force me, right? He said, "Oh, you know that I can put you on the truck," because my father was a truck driver. He said, "I can put you on the truck, so because you got to work, right?" And he put me on the truck. We work on the truck. We used to John crop time. We used to like load canes and carry cane, working on the truck. We carry the cane from the cane ground to the factory, and then after then we used to draw sugar, like from Searles, and that time you had Searles factory, you had Buckley, you had Barbados at that time had about roughly 9 factories in production, because at the time sugar was king, right? Sugar was the top. And I worked with my father for years storing sugar after we stopped with the loading the cane, because let me tell you something, I cut canes, and cutting cane and loading cane is not easy. I work hard. I earned my keep. Right, as I said, my grandmother, I had a grandmother there, man, that all I come along and see that woman doing was working, and she teach me to work along with my father, right? And after then, after I leave working with my father on the truck, and I went into the sugar barn at Country Road. I don't know if you ever pass and see a big galvanized barn now. They got it painted up now just above NHC, right? That was at the time, that was the Masson barn in the store sugar, right? And I work in there about for 10 years. I worked in there about for 10 years, you know. But I can remember working with my father, time loading sugar, and the sugar we would reverse under, like into a hole, like at the factory, and they got a chute. You can put the sugar, send down the sugar on the chute, and the sugar can come right down on the truck. And I noticed one day that I was, when I go down, I had on a cap with a peak, you know, the cap with the peak. And every time I go down, I butt in the sugar. So I take the cap peak and I turn the cap peak at the back. And I see my father stand up and watch me. And the sugar coming down, piling up, you know. I said, Daddy. And he look at me and he lean over and he take the cap and he turn the cap peak right back in front. He said that he meant to wear so that meant to wear how it is with the cap peak in front. And I mumbled something. He said, what's that you say? I said, nothing, Daddy. I was about 27, 28 years. Right? I said, nothing, Daddy, you know. And that man was very straightforward. Right? Very disciplined. You know, and he was a good father. My father was a good man. A good father, good husband, everything. Right? That's one thing I can say about my father. Right? As I say, he had good parents. You know, so I learned so much. I can remember one day that I was, he was talking to a fella after we came out from offloading a load of sugar. And he tell the man that's my son there. And he tell the man, one thing he could work, he's strong like an ox. You know? He's strong like an ox, he could work. Go up there, you know, with pride, you know. So that was thing that I can remember about my parents and so on. Right? I had good parents. I had a very good upbringing. You know, and I'm grateful to God for how far He come, you know, in life. And I aim to go a little further. After I leave the sugar barn, I did some work all around the place, you know. I used to work the jackhammer. I worked the jackhammer for a couple of years. And then I went into farming because, as I said, we had land. My grandmother, we had about 5.5 acres of land. So I went into farming. And I did farming for a long time. Grow vegetables and so on and sell, you know. And at one time after then, we had an oil spill, and that kind of drive me out of farming after so many years. Cause when used to, like, you plant carrots. I can remember one day had a nice crop of carrots, about 8 long bays, about 150 feet length each. And one day we went through them because I had a fellow who used to work with me. One day we went through them and, you know, single them out and nice and so on. And after then, we single them out in 2 days. I put on the water upon them. And when I went back to turn off the hose, I almost dropped dead. The whole set of carrots, the brown, 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 brown. And we saying all the time, man, man, they say can't be real, but this water going salt. But, you know, when the water settle, you know when you pour oil inside water, how the oil just settle on top. See, we keep saying this oil on top, like oil on top. We know all the time that they had a leakage with the irrigation field. And at the time too, the well that we were drawing from is the bottom well, way down at the bottom. So it seemed as though that was all the oil was going there and lodging there in that water course. I lost so much. That many times I laid and cry. I tell you, literally cry. So after I leave then, and I went up to New York for a little, and I worked with my friend. I had a friend up there that I used to work in construction, and he told me, Eddie, I was there, cause he knew as a worker, fast learner. I look at him one day, I said, Ed, Si, I going home. Oh, his name was Cyrus, right? I used to call him Si. Vincentian. Good man, my best friend up to this day. Good person. You know, I said, Si, going home. You see who doing what? I said, man, I going home. He said, man, Ed, man, stop. You stop down here for a couple of years, go there, and you got so much go there, because he know that as a working person. So you ain't got so much. I said, Si, I going home, because as a person, when he tell me to do something, I can do it. As an October, as a Libra, right? And so he said, Eddie, you sure? I said, yes. I came home. And just as I came home, at the time before I leave, I went to New York, I was selling vegetables and oysters. That's about 30 years ago. 32 years ago. I was selling vegetables down on the sidewalk in the market. Started in the market, and the market woman ran me, right? And just as she ran me, Bree St. John, Saharal started the project at Oystings. He said, Eddie, go up above. He said, go up above. And you set up anywhere above there. And he said, I can take care of you. Bree said, Saharal, good man. It shows you, I can sit down and reminisce about Saharal. These people were people that cared about their constituents. And Saharal is one. Saharal told me, he said, you go up there, you set up, and I going to get something organized for you. And in 2 weeks time, he had a stall built for me, especially because the project now started, the old oysters, right? And one day he was there sitting down, and the market man come and tell me, come, this stall here for you. You don't sell it alongside the road more. This is stall at Saharal bill for you. So we had a set of stalls coming down. We had a set of stalls coming down, and then we had a little square, and then with the old shops that they had on the front, they had 2 old shops that is there no more, you know, and Saharal built that shop for me, and I would live to see that oysters change. That's about 26 years ago. So after then, the old oysters, when the Barbados Labour Party lost and got back into power, they decide that they're going to renovate. They're going to we just call it now, makeover oysters. And so said, so did. So they move us from the old oysters and they set us above, on the other side of above Granny's. And we were there, and we were there for a good couple months. At first, the people was hesitant to, but in the long run, they like it because it was nice, it was nice, right? It turned out all right there, and then they renew oysters and make it into what is, and then we moved back over about 16 years ago now, right? So I was at oysters now about 29 years, right? And I'm going to retire. I'm going to retire soon, but my wife will carry on, because she helped build the business too, right? And I must be fair, to give honor where honor is due, So work was never nothing hard to me, right? Because as I said, my father teach me in the early, especially when he found out that I was talking to a lady, a girl. You see, you got woman now, so you see you got woman now, so you know that you gotta work hard. I think with this man was something else. My father was something else. You see you got woman now, so you know you gotta work hard. Because you're looking for a family. And you gotta take care of your family. So work was never nothing hard for me. Right? I learned from the best. And the next couple of months, I'll be 65. The next couple of months, October, I'll be 65, and I feel good. I feel good, even for my achievements, and I know that things will fall into place. I'm grateful to God that He brought me this far, and I just tell Him that, I remind Him that He promised me 70. It's about, but I still want the 20 more after that. Yeah. I say we still want the 20 more after that. I feel good. I'm grateful that God have brought me this far. Right? I would tell the body I got a lot of money, and these things don't really make you. It's a necessity, right? But when you feel good within, that's the most important thing. When I started at oysters, I started selling vegetables, as I said. And when I see people down there selling food, I say, something? I said, but I could cook better than them there, though, because I was cooking from the time I was 11 years old. My peers, the upbringing that I had, me and my brother, my parents always used to tell the story, when I gotta learn to do everything you hear, because they want the women to unfair when I gotta learn to do everything you hear, because they want the women to unfair and we come along with that that their message built within us, that we have to be able to take care of ourselves. And cooking was one of the best things that up to now I can still handle myself, So when I started cooking, I was saying it is more commercial now. But at the time, we used to get a flux of people. A lot of people used to be at Austin's the time, the old Austin's, When I first started, it was a bit tough. But as they build the place bigger, then I could have cooked down there. I wouldn't have to do nothing home to cook down, to carry down and so on. And workers, boy, getting people working for you is an experience. You got to be on your P's and Q's. It is a challenge. But I pass through that. And I work. Sometimes I left down there Saturday morning, from the evening in front, come home and go back down during the Saturday, But up to this day, I still got clients that I had at the start. I still got customers from when I first started. I can say that shop business is tiring and is a challenge. It ain't easy. It is a challenge. But I tired now. Being honest, I don't feel like working as I used to. Sometimes I don't even go down there. Well, my wife, she's take care. Then I got 2 more other people that is work with me, and they just take care there. So, my retirement coming up soon. But I can tell anybody that as a black business person, as a black small business person, is a challenge. You have to be on your P's and Q's. Because you don't get the breaks like big business, no, nothing like that. You got to challenge them. You got to channel your money. You got to, and that. Why you laugh is, I remember COVID. I hope I'm moving too fast, but I remember COVID. COVID is a lesson. A lot of people didn't get through. A lot of people could not open back into business because of finance. Right? But I managed to put a little something one side all the time. Right? And when COVID stepped in, that is what I survive on, my savings. Right? I during COVID was so rough. And then I was a person, I used to suffer with panic attacks, anxiety. And during COVID, I would have a panic attack every day. Me and my wife separated some time back, but we still work together. We still got that mutual understanding to work together and respect one another, right? I don't ask my wife certain things about her personal life. That's her business, that's her life. You understand? And vice versa, right? But during COVID, I was alone. And some days, I tell myself, Eddie, you can make it. I say, yeah, I can make it. Because of the way I felt. And then you were so scared. But I say that to say this. COVID should be a lesson for a lot of people like me, small working people that don't have a lot or didn't have a lot, but what you have managed to put one side, you managed to survive on. And that teach me a great lesson. Although I didn't have much, I used to take care of myself and used to take care of my wife. Because I still share with her, still share with her, so on, make sure that everything righted. And when the restrictions and things was lifted, I could have started back. I had stopped to work to run my business on, and I had a little money to replenish. You understand me? So I am grateful. I am so grateful to God for bringing me this far, and I know that He will carry me further. And telling nobody is the most honest man in the world, is the most best man in the world, I bet nobody. But I know Eddie. I know how far I come, and I know how further you will go. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm Edwin Warner, a son, a sibling, shopkeeper. I'm Anudda Bajan.